So what's up guys, today is going to be a super special video because it is of one of my favorite collections. Shout out to Ryan and shout out to Albie. I know you guys, and Jackson, I know you guys all wanted to see this collection and it's finally here. This video is going to be about my track spikes, and if you guys didn't know, I'm a runner. Unfortunately, I'm injured right now. I had to get surgery and it just hasn't been fun. However, beginning in high school, I started running at Xavier High School, and eventually we all started getting into spikes a little bit. JC wanted a promo pair of Matumbos. They were black and white, which I'll show you here, just the Vic version. And from then it just snowballed. Lou got all the Nxn spikes, and then I just started collecting and I couldn't be stopped for a while. Honestly, I'm very fortunate to have all these spikes. I've met some great friends through spikes and I've sold a lot. However, I'm going to show you my main pairs and the pairs I used to race in. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to start with this video, unfortunately I have one pair that really can't be in the light for too long or else it's going to yellow and it doesn't look too good, although I think it looks pretty kind of cool, but other people won't, and just in case I ever want to sell it, I don't want it to, be too discolored. So I'm going to do it quickly. It is the all white 2014 Nxn spikes, and this is what they look like. Nxn is the Nike Cross-Country National Championship. 2 to 3 teams go per every region. People qualify and it's a national team championship along with Foot Locker, which is the individual championship. Each year they give out some special spikes. I did not go to Nxn this year, but shout out to all my St. Anthony's boys because they went this year and they did so well and they got these shoes. I think Ryan Kutch actually wore these in a lot of our track races. So yeah, this is the shoe. It's all white. The swoosh is 3M and the laces are like a caution tape or a hazard sign, and they just keep going on and on. You guys will see the next year's spikes, I have the actual yellow and black pair on them. So next, I'm going to move on to a pair from the 2012 London Olympics, and it is a sample pair of Mambas. This pair of Mambas is in the traditional London Olympics colorway that they released to the public, and there is a Victory and a Matumbo, and it is Volt Black and a gold chrome. However, this Mamba was not released to the public, and it is the shoe for the steeplechasers. So you can see it's like super lightweight, breathable, and you really never see this. It's one of my favorite pairs, so I had to get it and now I have to keep it. I've never raced in these either. Alright, next I have the premier track and field spike. It is probably the most well-known spike. Even if you don't know the name, if you've seen a track race probably from the 90s, you've seen this pair, and it is the Nike Jasaris. This pair was super popular in the mid to late 90s. Many world records were running them. I believe they were worn in everyone from Noah Nageni, who was second in the world record mile, to Hikam El Garouge. Everyone's worn these. Half yellow, half red. Great pair. I forget exactly what year these came out in. However, I just checked the tag and these actually have a 9998 barcode. So that means technically they are a promo sample because 999 designates promo samples, but never seen 9998. So if anyone knows, please let me know. Alright, so after showing you one pair of Nxns and also the premier track spike, here is actually one of my favorite pair of track spikes. They are the 2012 Nxn Cross-Country Spike. The bottom is all rubber. This is something that Nike changed in their later cross-country shoes. They started to put plastic on the bottoms. However, in 2012, the shoe was all rubber, and I actually wore a very similar pair in my freshman year cross-country races. However, it was not this Nxn one because this was only given out to people who ran in the Nxn race, and I wasn't even in high school at the time. So yeah, I really like these shoes because they're just shades of green and yellow, and green and yellow are my favorite colors. As you can see here on my t-shirt that says Go Pre, Pre, America's favorite distance runner who unfortunately died early. So these spikes, green and yellow, all geometrical patterns, and they're just one of my favorites. I really like these, never worn them. I wish I could, but who knows when I'll run again. Hopefully soon. Alright, so after I have another pair that doesn't do too well in the light because it gets discolored, and it is the 2011 Stormtrooper Nike Zoom Victory 1. This is the pair that started it all for me. There were so many pairs on eBay at the time when I was, a freshman going into sophomore in high school, and I just had to get them. I actually ran my high school mile PR in this, solo by the way, so it could be faster, who knows. But this is one of my favorite pairs. I only ran it once, and you can see the bottom is a little bit blue because of the Icon Stadium track, which is blue. So yeah, these shoes, only worn once, probably will never wear these again, even when I race, because I want to keep them looking great, and like I said, they don't do too well in the light. After those Stormtroopers, I have two pairs that were given to me by my great friend Tom Slattery. Shout out to you, Tom. I hope you're watching this. And these are the two spikes which are really worn that he wore all throughout college. When he graduated, he passed them down to me because I was the spike head on the team. So I have a very worn pair of Stormtrooper Vicks, and then I have his white to blue fade Vicks. I'm pretty sure he ran 14 flat in these, so 14 flat for the 5K, pretty quick. Alright, so I've showed you guys some crazy stuff. However, this next pair is going to be one of the craziest pairs that I show, if not the craziest, because It is a prototype pair of Nikes. This is a pair of Mamba uppers, Matumbo outsoles that came with some weird insoles. I got these off eBay. They are listed as a Nike Mamba 2 upper. It says nothing about the bottom or what shoe it actually is. The other funny thing is one's a 9.5, the other's a 9. And when you go into the shoe, there's also a weird part about the shoe that it was not cut correctly. So as you can see, like here's a spike plate, but then there are 2 pairs of rubber on the outsole, and then the pair just stops in the back. It's super odd. These were definitely a sample for someone, and I don't know who. I bet if Nike saw this, they'd probably want these back, but too bad I'm not giving them back unless they want to give me $1 million. And to just give you another look at the insole a little bit more, you can see it's all purple. It's like a felt material on it. It has a divider for your toes, and it kind of looks like a lunchbox to me, or like at school when we get lunch and they would have the compartments for your different parts of food. And then on the bottom, you know, super cushiony. It has the full outer foot webbing. All right. So I know everyone loves Victory 1s. They are the track spike that many pros wore even as they continued making new ones. And I showed you the Stormtroopers, you know, the promos that everyone wants, and were one of the first Victory 1s. However, let's continue going. This is the Washington Nike Zoom Victory 1. This is one of the first pair of spikes that I actually got because JC wanted these also. He really liked the W on the tag because he said it stood for win. So he wanted these his senior year of high school. I found them for him in an 11.5, which was a bit big. However, he wore them, ran 4:13 in the mile, and he said, if I ever get caught wearing these and, you know, they say something, I'll say, well, I didn't know. I just thought the W stood for win. And I thought that was a pretty funny story. The sample pair that he had was a little different. The materials were a little different, and the insole was a little rigid. Mine's more like that felt material. However, they're super cool. Black, white, purple, gray, and a little bit of gold, you know, for the Washington Huskies. And it has their W on the insole also. I love these spikes. I ran at the Boston Terrier meet in these, and that was just amazing. One of the best spikes combined with the best track. All right, so next I have a pair of Victory 1s, which are pretty controversial. And I don't want to, you know, have anyone feel the wrong way about what these are called. And I'm pretty sure it's probably why Nike pulled them, because of their name. However, back in the day, I'm pretty sure in London or something, there was a track team called the Sweatshop Track Club. And they probably didn't realize, or they realized a little too late, that their name was a little insensitive. However, their spikes were made and they are one of the rarest Victory 1s to ever be found. So first, we'll start off with the box. When you go in the box, no one would know what they are. So it says size 8, but it's missing the usual barcode, color code, and name for the shoe that you'd usually have on any pair of shoes. So upon looking at this box, you can see that's a sample and you don't know what it's for. There's not even a barcode or name. And then when you get into the spikes, you have the craziest Victory 1s ever. Nike did produce a lot of mismatched Victory 1s, which I'll show you later on, where, you know, one shoe's red, one's yellow, and one's blue and the other's green. However, this pair goes beyond that because there are multiple colors, you know, black, red, and yellow on both shoes, and it's a mismatch. That's what makes these pairs highly, highly wanted. There are not many pairs out there. On the inside, it says the name of the track club, and I don't mean to offend anyone. I know, obviously, sweatshops are not good, and I'm pretty sure that's why this team realized their name wasn't great, although it wasn't, you know, directing any attention to actual sweatshops. It was just saying that their team was a shop that produced sweat from, you know, working out. But they changed their name. These were never released. They were just, you know, a sample that was given to the team. And because of that, it makes them one of the rarest spikes to be found. All right, now we'll continue going. There's no real order in how I'm going to do them. So now we're going to go with a pair that's a vintage spike, but also goes with a pair of samples that I have. So here we have the Nike Ventless 2 Plus. These are one of the all-time best spikes. I love them. Black and neon green / Volt all over. And this is one of my favorite spikes because it's just some great memories of high school. One day when we had off from school, Phil, John Doyle, Lou, JC, and I all went to go do a workout, and all of us loved the Ventless. We thought they were so cool, how it was just like a netting, and, you know, they just have a vintage look, obviously, because they are from the 90s. So yeah, that's why I like them. And to go with the spikes, I have a sample pair of streaks. What the streak means is it's just a pair of spikes that you can wear on the road because they are rubber and they're not plastic with the pins to race in. Or spikes. I know some people don't like calling them pins. I usually don't, but it's a good way to differentiate it. And yeah, so this is the sample Ventulus plus streak. Never seen another pair of these, maybe in a different color, but not in this one that matches these. All right, so continuing with the super rare Nike Zoom Victory 1s, we have them in the Ethiopian colorway. This colorway is another one. Everyone wants them. No one can now find them. They didn't even sell out when they first released, but obviously, you know, 12 years later, they're super hard to find. They're great shoes. This is obviously worn by the Ethiopian team at places like the Olympics, and Bekele in the Olympics actually wore the miler with the new Victory bottom so that it was masked and it looked like he was wearing the newest shoes, but he really wasn't. And yeah, this is just a shoe that everyone wants, and it's an amazing shoe because some of the fastest times were run wearing these by the Ethiopian team. So continuing with the Vic 1s, I've showed you some samples, regular pairs, rare pairs, pairs that never even released, and now here's a prototype pair. This pair right here was made for one of the fastest high schoolers of all time, and his name was Lucas Verzbikas. He went sub 4 in high school. However, he got injured at Oregon because he was a triathlete, and he never returned to the running scene, but these were made for him. He's been seen wearing these in a few of his races at Oregon. Not this exact pair. This one's a little bit different. Just the same colorway and the same mock-up. All white on the bottom, red upper with the black Nike swoosh. Never worn because this is probably one of my favorite pairs in my collection, and it's a crazy sample. After, we have a pair of Victories that are a bit of a unicorn. Some people didn't even think they existed until I showed a pair of them, and it is the Sunrise Nike Victory 1 from the 2008 Olympics, and it is for the Chinese team. So the Chinese team had a speed suit and singlet that were red and yellow, and these shoes were made just like that. On the inside, it says something in Chinese and has a bit of a dragon decal, and I think they're amazing. Some people just call them the Chinese Victories. Other people call them the Sunrise. I like the Sunrise better because of the bright yellow that fades into a dark red by the back. There's also a Matumbo and a Ventless. However, I do not have those because I was going on a pretty crazy Victory tear in terms of a collection a few years ago, and I got these, had to get them. Only pair I've seen. No one knows what was done with these because you saw them on some models in stores and then they just went nowhere. So, you know, next I have a pair of Vics that I've worn myself in a few races, especially in high school. And when wearing them, people, you know, say, are they Stanford, Arkansas? And funnily, I'll just say, yeah, no, they're Fordham, because they are a pair of Vic 1s, which you never see in this colorway, that goes from a white to black fade, but the swoosh is in maroon. However, on the inside, you could see the hog for Arkansas Razorbacks, but when you're racing, no one sees that, so people just think they're a Fordham shoe. And when I was a senior in high school, people thought somehow that I got a Fordham track spike, although Fordham doesn't have any track spikes, but this is one of my favorites. In my sophomore year of high school, I actually ran my mile PR in these, and it was 4:30. Kind of quick. I thought that was great. So yeah, Arkansas Victory 1s. All right, so right now I'm going on a bit of a original Victory tear. However, next I have a pair of gold medalist Victories from the 2008 Beijing Olympics, which means they were only given to people who won a gold medal. And they look just like this. This is the holy grail of track spikes. I've been offered over $500 for these, but I will never sell them. These spikes are amazing, and it's pretty funny that these are the holy grail because they're the color you would think the holy grail would be, white and gold. And I couldn't have the Victories without the Matumbos. So these are the Matumbo version of the gold medalist spikes, white and gold again, and nothing beats them. These are definitely the two rarest and most sought after spikes in spike collecting or just spike wearing in general. No one really has these, and they're only given to people who won gold medals. All right, so I just did a bunch of Vics. I showed you guys a Matumbo to, you know, just jump in there, but we're gonna take a little break from Victories, and I'm going to show you the rarest spikes ever. These spikes were made for Galen Rupp in, I believe, I kind of forget off the top of my head, the 2011 World Championships. Galen Rupp actually wore these, and I somehow got them. So without further ado, these are them. They are a Mamba upper with a Matumbo chrome bottom. These spikes are beautiful, size 9.5. I've been told that he ran in this exact pair, but you know, I couldn't really believe that. So I'm gonna say this was just a sample to show him what he would be wearing, but there are pictures, and I'll try to find it and put it right here, of him actually wearing these spikes in a race. They're amazing. They have the sample tag and everything. And yeah, one of the rarest spikes ever. You will never see something else like this. There is a similar pair of milers, but they're made for Alan Webb. And yeah, how are you going to get his pair? All right, now back to the scheduled programming with everyone's favorite spikes, the Nike Zoom Victory. And if you guys didn't know, in around 2012, when the Nike Victory 2 came out, it also came out in an elite version. And this was a more expensive version, but it had carbon fiber in the plate so that it would help propel you forward. And here I have a pair pair of the Vic Elites. Now, you may be looking at them and you're like, why is this green? Why is the inside green? Why are the laces green? And why do they just look different? They look super different. There's not enough flywire. And that is because this pair is the sample to that pair. This pair never came out. And as you can see, the plate goes all the way to the back and around the heel cup. This is a truly one-of-a-kind pair. My friend Nick actually helped design these. Shout out to him. Haven't spoken to him in a while. And yeah, these are amazing. He helped make them. And I've never worn them, unfortunately. I've never gotten a chance to wear them. But there are some major differences between these and the Vics that actually came out. And to just name a few, they're a little bit higher, less fly wire on the release pair, goes out more. The laces have more of a gap from the bottom to the top, and there's like a leather thing right here. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, they're amazing. It says Nike Victory Elite on the tongue. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll let it focus. But yeah, these are amazing, and I really like that the plate goes all the way around the heel cup. I wish I was able to wear these once, but I never got a chance to. All right, and now after those Vics, I'm really down to my last Vics in my crazy sample rare collection. I do have a few pairs that I've worn in my races, which are in a different collection that I'll show you in a little bit though before we leave. But these Vics are my last ones in my collection, and they're super special. They are the 2016 Rio Olympic Victory 2 Elite. And you guys may be saying, oh, that's nothing special. Like, I've seen a lot of people wear these. However, people were wearing the new Victories, the Victory 3s, when you saw this colorway. This colorway was actually made for an athlete that was running in the Rio Olympics, but they did not want to wear the new spikes that had come out in 2016. They wanted to wear the original spikes that came out in 2012. So what Nike did for a few athletes, especially this one, I don't know who, but I know like Shelby Houlihan was one of them also, they got the Victory 2 in the Victory 3 colorway for the Rio Olympics. So these are a Victory 2 with the full carbon fiber plate, so on and so forth, all of that, but in the Victory 3 colorway. And these are super special. I got them from a guy in Kenya, but I don't know who they were made for. They're size 8, they're pretty small, so maybe if someone knows and they have a guess, let me know down in the comments. Next, I have a pair of spikes, and shout out to Lou Vasquez, because both him and I, these were our favorite spikes back in high school. We went through many pairs trying to get the right size because these came out in women's size, and they are the pink chrome Mamba. You never see these. These released in a blue colorway, which we all wore on our high school cross-country team because we thought it would be cool since they matched our uniform. However, this pair never came out. They were a sample. They have the sample tag, and they have the chrome bottom with the Matumbo 1 outsole, which is pretty cool because they're a Matumbo 2 upper, but have the 1 outsole. So you can see that this pair was a transition in time, and that's what makes them so cool. They were never released, and I really like these. All right, now, I know this is super late because I did the Nxn spikes all the way in the beginning of the video, but these Nxn spikes were at the end of my pile. The next spikes are the 2015 Nxn Cross-Country Spikes. I didn't go to Nxn again. I know I wasn't that elite, but I got them and I wore them in a lot of my races. These are a black pair, as you can see, and they're worn, and they have the hazard laces I was telling you guys about. This pair is really just an opposite of the white pair, and they look amazing. I would, hold them side by side, but I don't want to get the dirt that's on these on the white pair, so sorry. But these are amazing. I don't know if I like the white or the black pair better, 2014 or 2015. I don't know. You guys could pick though. Okay, so I hope this video's gone well. And before I go into the bunch of spikes that I actually wore in a lot of my races a lot and actually like ran through, next I'm gonna have 3 pairs of spikes / trainers that honestly I don't think you guys have ever seen before either. There's 1 pair of Ventless, or 2 pair of Ventuluses, and a pair of Flyknit streaks. So here we go. First we have these sample Ventulus USA colorway. They are red 3M. These are just amazing. You guys can take a look at them. They have suede on the toe right here, white along the inside. They have the sample tag. I don't know how well you could see it, but it's right there. And the shoe is red, but you guys know how 3M works. And when you take a picture, it flips. So this actually turns white. They have a white plate and a red midsole. This, I believe, is the only pair of spikes that has a red midsole up until, the newer ones, and the white plate. You never see this. So after those Ventless, I have a pair of spikes that looks like a pair of Ventulus, but they're these. And they look like Ventulus. They're just, the new Matumbo bottom or Matumbo 1, but they have non-removable pins. And this upper, although it was so similar to the pair that I just showed you guys, it's actually a mix. It is half black, half white, and the accents are all gold. So this pair actually takes some aspects from both of these shoes. This is the Ventulus 2, and this is Jasari, and if you put them together, bang, you get these Jasari 3s. You can now see how, you know, there's aspects from both. I actually got these from my man, Nick. Shout out to Nick. I don't even know how he got these, but he did, and they're amazing. Okay, so now before I get into these spikes that I actually wore a lot in competition in high school, I have these. You guys may have seen the Flyknit Racer upper before, as you can see on this. However, this Flyknit Racer is not a true Flyknit Racer. This Flyknit Racer is a Nike Streak. So it has a Nike Streak bottom, yet it has the Flyknit Racer upper, and the inside has more padding like it's a running shoe. This would be made for someone who was running in the 2012 Olympics, yet they would be doing a road race, so something like the marathon and not a track race. But I did not see anyone wear these. I used to have a pair that was worn by Kipchoge, but I had to sell those because I needed some money. And now, to finish off the video, I'm going to show you guys all the spikes that I ran in. I hope someone stayed till the end. I'm going to go in chronological order. However, I'm missing the first pair of spikes that I ever wore because JC and I tried to paint them all white for some reason because we wanted the 2014 Nxns, and I don't know what we were thinking, but we literally took white paint and just dumped it on the shoe, so I lost those. But here we go. So first, I have the Nike Victory 2 in the black and crimson colorway. This is not the Elite, but this was my high school track shoe, and I don't know, maybe I'll say my best times in each because I have them written. So I have a 4:41 mile in these. Then next, these two spikes go hand in hand. They are the blue Matumbos that I spoke about before, as you can see, and the Nike Victory XC3. And so these and these were my main cross-country shoes my sophomore year. And my number one time in these is that I ran 13:18 in Van Cortlandt. These are not one pair though. These are two different pairs of spikes, just I wore them in different races. After my sophomore indoor, I wore these pink Nike Victory 2 Elites. You know, they have the carbon fiber bottom. Shout out to John Doyle. He had the blue pair. Or no, he had the pink also, I think. Or the blue, I forget. And we both wear these. We love these. Great shoes. And I ran my first sub 10 in these and my first sub 205. Sophomore year indoor. Then my sophomore year outdoor, I had these mismatch spikes. I spoke to you guys about the mismatch ones before. These are the first pair, so my sophomore year. Outdoor, I was really starting to run a lot better, and I ran 9:37 in these. Next, I have my junior year cross-country spikes. These are super, super beat up. I wore them a lot. We raced a lot my junior year, and I have some of my times, but these are the Matumbo 2 in white, and some of my times are 13 flat at Van Cortlandt. That sucked. I ran 13 flat.000 and a 15:21 3 mile, along with a 16 flat 5K. And then after cross country, indoor my junior year was probably my best high school career season, and I made it to states for the first time in these spikes. These are the promo sample pro kit Nike Victory 2 Elites in the Nightshade colorway, and I saw Galen Rupp had a pair of spikes in this colorway, but he put white laces in them. So what did I do? I took the samples and I put white laces in them, and it matched great because the pair of shoes I took it from already had the Volt tip. So this shoe is amazing, and I ran 9:29 in these for the 2 mile, but then I really ran horribly at states. I don't know. I think I was nervous. I ran like 10:15, which is not good, but it happens. And then finally, I have my junior year outdoor spikes, and they are the other mismatched spikes. As you can see, they're a little messed up because, you know, I wore them a lot, but I have these. I ran 9:24 in the 2 mile, and you guys can tell me, which do you like better, the blue and green or the red and yellow? I personally definitely like the red and yellow. They were always my favorite, and shout out to JC. I know he's getting a lot of shout outs in these, but in high school, he loved spikes too, and he always liked the red and yellow more, so yeah. And then after junior year, we have my senior year spikes. I have these cross country. They're actually rivals, but they looked so nice, and everyone used to make fun of rivals. But I don't know. I really like that they were waffle soled on the bottom because I got injured that past summer. So I wore these, and after not training much, I luckily broke 13 at Van Cortlandt Park in these spikes at the Xavier Invite. Shout out to everyone at Xavier, Fordham Prep, yeah, everyone I raced because I just have a lot of good memories racing in the CHSA. After the cross country, I have my indoor spikes from senior year, and in this season, I went to nationals with my teammates for the first time in the DMR wearing these spikes. The sample Nike Victory 2 with the chrome bottom that they gave to pros, and these are amazing. I ran the DMR mile 4:24 or something. I really let my team down. I got the baton in like 4th place and got us 8th. We should have gotten an All-American, which was 6th, but I was going against people like Brody Hasty, and he ran 4:06 to close the mile, so I couldn't keep up with that. I tried to keep up for 50 meters, but totally died. And that's how my high school career went. These are all my spikes, and I hope you guys like this video. It was super long. Shout out to all my track heads, all my spike heads, all you guys. I don't even know the names of you guys, but shout out to everyone who loves spikes. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys watched it all the way, or at least some of it, and let me know which were your favorite. Peace out, guys. Stay healthy, keep running, and I'll be out there running with you guys soon. Peace.